Captain Insano shows no mercy.
Straight cash, homie.
Hold on to your butts.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Basement Monsters Game Day Podcast on SportsZone Chicago. I'm Ivan Vargas. While we wait for Luke to get come into the green room here in a second, Cleveland is down 19-3 at halftime. A huge turnover by the wide receiver Higgins in the end zone for a touchback. Swanson came over. It was definitely an illegal hit. That's no doubt, but it's not going to be called upon review. It needs to be called out on the field, and it wasn't. It was just a critical moment for the Cleveland Browns. A tough loss, a tough turnover. I feel like at this time it looks like all is lost. But if you look at it objectively, Cleveland, if they could just limit the penalties. They have the turnovers, and Luke here's Luke now. Luke, Cleveland, if they could limit the penalty, obviously the turnover was a backbreaker. I feel like, or might potentially be, or is. I just feel like they were in it. And they were like, if they score a touchdown there, we're talking about 10-16. Maybe we're talking about a potential field goal coming back for the Chiefs. They're capable of scoring quick. But you give yourself a touchdown, you bring it within 6. You give yourself a chance going into the second half. You cannot have that turnover. But the helmet to helmet, what the hell?
Oh yeah, no. Hey, let that happen.
You'll be officiating all year long, Luke.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, and New York didn't even buzz in. Nothing, you know what I mean? But do that to Patrick Mahomes, you're banned from the NFL for the next 6 years. It's ridiculous.
They would have saw it right there and then. They would have thrown 8 flags.
It's ridiculous.
Flags would have been thrown. Somebody from the stands would have thrown a flag. There would have been, calls made.
I guess what they need to do is just everybody just needs to bring their own flag, and when you see something, you throw the flag. Because other than that, it's not getting called.
Well, we're talking about egregious penalties that we see on replay, Luke.
Yeah, no, I agree.
Egregious, and we have to watch them. And it's like, yeah, nothing's going to change here. Well, why the hell not?
Right.
Why the hell not? It was clearly an illegal play. Why the hell not make that call? And look, the ball's going to be dead right there because of the illegal helmet to helmet. Like, come on, man.
Let's not rest on that either.
Not one call that.
Let's not rest on that either. Don't be a jackass and try to slide into third base when you could just simply run over the top of the ball, pick it up, and have a touchdown. What are you doing? Like, why are you sliding? Just walk over there, pick it up. Nobody was even close to you. So, I mean, that one goes both ways, man. It is ridiculous though with the penalties and stuff that they're doing this year. But I mean, yeah, that if they get that touchdown, man, we're talking about a 6-point game. And in Cleveland's, they're moving. Kansas City was the one that was collecting all those penalties right there in that quarter. So
right.
It's going to be, I don't know, man. But I mean, Cleveland's game plan on offense to me is needs to be thrown in the trash. Like they need to go to plan B because
they need to attack someone.
Exactly. They're not going down the sidelines like that play. Baker threw it over to the sideline right after they got the penalty on that cornerback over there. And then the next play, they went and did some stupid little screen. When that guy took off, I'm throwing it right back at that guy, putting the pressure on him, see if he doesn't give me another penalty 30, 40 yards down the field.
Right. All right, we're going to go ahead and bring in our guy, my co-host for the Barely Pregame Show and for Halatek Hall, Michael Halatek. Mike, first half, all KC, but I feel like the Browns are in it. It was a back-breaking turnover, touchback, fumble to a touchback in the end zone for the Browns. How do you assess the first half?
Eerily reminiscent of the Packer game yesterday, where both teams kind of went up and down the field, and the home team scored, the visiting team didn't. And let's get back to that penalty that you're talking about. It's not reviewable. I don't know why it's not reviewable. it had to have been called on the field, but obviously the officials were too busy looking at whether or not he was in bounds and whatever. So let me go back a little bit and ask you, both of you guys, do you remember the limited season the XFL had before COVID destroyed everything?
Mm-hmm.
What did they have that would really benefit the NFL?
Wasn't they would be able to turnover calls?
The eye in the sky.
Right.
The eye in the sky, the booth official that could call down and call penalties, and that would have been a huge change. Because here's what happens: because the illegal contact, and it was, and everybody knows it,
Mm-hmm.
illegal contact happened before the ball was fumbled. So the penalty, since it occurs before the turnover, it's half the distance from the goal. So they get the ball at the half-yard line. And, of course, I would assume that they would score. And that's a huge turnaround in this game. Now, it was such a interesting game. Kansas City took the kickoff, went straight down, scored a touchdown, but missed the extra point, which, and their kicker has usually been lights out for the last 2 years. And then, of course, the Browns went back down, but only got a field goal. And all of a sudden, they're down 2 scores. So eerily reminiscent of the Packer game yesterday. And, Cleveland's got a chance. They've been moving the ball.
Mm-hmm.
So there's 2 things we have to look out for. Can Cleveland get the ball in the end zone? B, Patrick Mahomes suffered an injury to his foot. I'm assuming they'll call it a turf toe. Mm-hmm. And if that really stiffens up during halftime, it's going to really hamper Mahomes' play going into the second half. So those are the 2 things we have to watch out for.
Definitely, and I feel like in that play, he was getting pulled back, and he went to plant his foot, his left leg, and it looked like he just put all his weight right on that toe, right on that big toe, maybe hyperextended it or something. But he's definitely in pain. He's hobbling up and down the field, but he keeps hitting open receivers. He keeps hitting open receivers. So if you're not going to put the pressure on him, like you said, he's just going to continue to do that. And I feel like I think I speak for us all when I say Cleveland has a shot, like you said, Mike. Cleveland has a shot. They just need to attack downfield, like Luke was alluding to, and keep the pressure on them. Don't stray away from the running game, but keep the pressure on certain guys with the weapons that you have in the receiving core. I feel like Baker's making good throws. He's hanging in the pocket. He's stepping up. He's doing everything you want him to do right now in the first half. I guess in the second half he's going to have to go win it for you, because I think right now in order to beat the Chiefs, you're going to need a defensive stop or 2, maybe a turnover, but you're going to need consistency from your quarterback. And I mean, so far so good for Baker. Mike, do you think that Baker Mayfield in the second half stays away from the turnover monster?
I think Baker will. It's the rest of the team that you're worried about. And in particular, one guy that had a terrible first half was their running back. Chubb, had a couple of drops. A couple were bad drops. There was a drop where he had a wide open screen pass to the left, and he might still be running.
Yeah.
That could have been a 20, 30, 40-yard, if not a touchdown gain for Cleveland, and he flat out dropped the ball. So, Chubb's got to play like a man possessed. And, in 30 minutes playing time, one of these teams' season is over, and they got to play like it.
Yeah, that's true. Look, man, like Emily was sitting right here. Mike, Emily's my fiance. She was sitting right here in the chair, and I was watching that screen that Mike was talking about, and I'm at mother effing the TV, and I'm just like, wait a minute, this isn't my team. But I saw exactly what you saw, Mike. So like me being like me being a football fanatic, I guess you would say, a fan and just somebody who just loves watching the game and watching the game played right. That was a backbreaker. That could have been a backbreaker in itself, because a 40-yard game right there and then puts you in position to get points. So now you might have even more points. Maybe you put the pressure on them and get lucky and score a touchdown. But things like that, they can cost you games, man. They really can. And in the second half, if you don't see a more disciplined and locked down Cleveland team, I think you're going to see a Kansas City blowout.
Yeah, just ask Juice Wims about a drop pass changing the outcome of a game.
Yeah. You're on mute, Luke.
Oops.
There we go. Yeah, I mean, the thing that Cleveland needs to do is get that gimmicky shit out here. You're not the Kansas City Chiefs. The Kansas City's ready for it because they practice it every goddamn day with Tyreek Hill. They're not falling for that Jarvis Landry behind the line run. They deal with that every day in practice. So why that's even in there, I don't know. He needs to be running down the field. Peoples-Jones, man, I feel like he had a close one too. But Baker, if Chubb continues to be stagnant, Baker's going to have to throw it a lot. And I think if Baker starts throwing it a lot, I think that turnover does rear its head, because if they can't run and they make them one-dimensional, Kansas City's going to eat it.
Cleveland was just this far away from having a 65-yard touchdown on the opening play of the second half. Their defender, a quick slant, and a defender just tipped the ball, and all the receiver had to do was beat the safety, and he would have been gone.
Right here.
Oh.
Yeah, tough. Yeah, all right, guys, we're going to
go. That's coming up. If he gets past him, the only thing he's got, there's a wide receiver on the far side of the field running a go pattern, and he's got to take that defender with him. And the receiver, if he tails back to the near side, he would have been gone.
It's like I said, it's just the misses for the Browns. They're right there. You cannot have misses. Execution in the second half is it's a must. You cannot have these another drop, or is it intercepted?
It was damn close is what it was.
Yeah, another drop by Chubb. Look, all right, guys, we're gonna go ahead and get out of here. I want to get to watching this. We're gonna get out of here.
There's an interception for Kansas City right now.
They just intercepted it right now.
Yep.
No, all right. It seems like it's the end for the Cleveland Browns.
Yep.
All right, guys, we're gonna get out of here.
We'll see you post game.
Yeah, post game of this, we'll see you guys. And then we'll talk about the Bucs and the Saints. Hopefully, it'll be a closer game, because I think this is gonna get out of hand really, really soon. All right. Until then, I'm Ivan Vargas. That's Luke Nettles. For Michael Halatek, this has been the Basement Monsters Game Day Podcast on SportsZone Chicago.
Captain Insano shows no mercy.
Straight cash, homie.